Hey there, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. This is Gabriel Visiontoon Lamette, and I'm so happy that you joined me for this F4 series where we focus on faith, family, fitness, and food. So for this particular episode, I'm really glad that you guys have joined me because this has been kind of something that's been heavily on my heart, partially because this is a part of where my life and journey has taken me this year. It actually started a bit before the epidemic really started to take its place on this entire world, but I've seen a lot of people around me starting to tap into these things, and I feel that this is very significant, it's important, and it's a great journey to be on right now, which is being able to remember who you are. Many of us throughout our lives have had many different visions, things that we've wanted to do, things that we've not been able to focus on because of everyday life just demanding us to go in different directions. And so when I think about, for instance, the things that I've started to reintroduce myself to this year, I've gotten back into doing more artwork, just sitting down sketching just for the fun of it, getting back into graphics and multimedia, things that people who have known me for quite some time knows that was a heavy part of my life and my identity before joining working here at this wonderful camp. And then actually getting a chance to get back into my health and fitness and all of those different things that really help to mold the entirety of who Gabriel Visiontoon Lamette is. And so it's been a wonderful journey. I even opened up that Etsy store. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. But anyway, back to the subject at hand. It kind of reminds me of one of my favorite movies of all time, which is The Lion King, the original animated film by Disney. I love that movie so much, not only because it reminds me of my childhood and it reminds me of my grandmother, who she took me to go and see that at the El Capitan Theater down in Hollywood when it released, and it's just always been a favorite of mine. I can always take that as my throwback film whenever I want to do it, and so it's always a wonderful time. But that movie has such an underlining story that I would say is very important to the mindset that I feel needs to be adapted nowadays, because we don't have all those resources that we were comfortable and accustomed to at our fingertips. Now it is time for us to focus on remembering who we are, those original visions. And so I love that story of Simba. As many of you guys already know, he was a child. He was meant to be the next king. He had an uncle who definitely was not happy with that and comprised a plan to rob him of the throne that he was supposed to be on. And he had gotten his life adjusted, and he was happy, but he had gotten his life adjusted to not being the king anymore. A lot of the things that led to that, as you guys know, was fear. He remembered the death of his dad. He remembered being chased down by those hyenas to try and kill him. He remembered tumbling down the hill and falling into that field of spiking thorns, and he ran for his life. And then he found some misfits that became his family and his friends, and then one day destiny knocked back on his door. And a lot of us, even prior to the shutdown of a lot of things that took place because of COVID-19, a lot of us have been walking a path that separated us from our visions, our goals, and our destinies. And it's not that our life has been terrible not doing these things, but I feel like in a time like this, the things that you need to remember who you are now starting to knock on the door of your life. And are you going to open that door? Are you going to make the things count that you have been able to pick up? Like, for instance, I still feel that someone like Simba had to go that road that he went for him to be able to get Timon and Pumbaa, plus for him to be able to reconnect with his father, for him to truly be reminded of who he is as a king. And he was able to take those things back into his destiny. And so this is the part and place where in life those things that may have separated us from the vision that we had, our true destinies, those things that we picked up along the way, we have now the opportunity of being able to bring those things back to our destiny. So it wasn't that you wasted time. It wasn't that, oh, you made a bad move. Life has its way of making sure that it connects the dots, regardless of the path that you end up taking and going down. But it is now time for us all to return to our destiny and remember who we are. It is time for us to confront those things that set us back. We have to, I like this analogy, we have to go ahead and face our scars in life. We have to allow those scars to be put away. We have to allow those scars to heal. And the only way for those scars to heal is not to continually run from them, but it is to face those things, return back home, get back to your vision, get back to your goal, get back to your throne. And the only way you're going to do that is by setting those steps in motion to get back into action and make all of these things come together. Yes, it's a scary step. Yes, you're going to have to confront some painful things. Yes, people might find out things that you don't want them to find out, but it will be worth it in the end for you to be able to take your throne. So, everybody, just like one of our favorite movies, Lion King, let's take that road to Simba and remember who we are, return back to our throne, return back to our vision, return back to our goals, and make these things happen and defeat and heal the scars in our life. Thank you for joining me for this word. You guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.